now. We have the commander of Joint Region Marianas, Rear Admiral Benjamin Nicholson, to give us an update on JRM and our military bases. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
We're doing all right. How about you?
Doing very well. Just getting prepared for this storm to come through tomorrow.
Yeah. So tell us about the preparations underway on our military bases.
So what we're doing is something that we practiced previously, and what we're doing is basically we're going around and we're on the naval side. We're moving some ships around. We're sending some ships to sea, and so that they're in the best positions to ride out a storm. Because for ships, generally the safest place is to be at sea and move away from the storm. Sometimes ships aren't able to do that because they've got maintenance going on. So we'll put them at what we call a heavy weather heavy weather berth, which is especially set up to hold ships in place during some storms. At the same time, we're going around the base, securing items that might become hazards, like trash cans, lawn furniture, those sort of things. And individuals are doing that on their own that live there on the base. We're closing storm shutters on some of our facilities and the housing. And posturing some sandbags for buildings that generally have some issues with water that blows under the doors. Our units are making sure that they're accounting for all the people that we have, and they're briefing them on what needs to happen. So these are kind of the things that we normally do when we start to see a storm. Make sure the generators are ready to go. Make sure we've got everything all set. And the biggest thing we're doing is we're watching the forecast conditions. To help us determine if we need to take additional measures or we're good with where we are right now. And so we took some steps yesterday to go ahead and put us in a little higher state of readiness early yesterday afternoon, and that gave us the ability to do a lot of these preparations during the daylight yesterday and really get us ready when it was nice weather yesterday. And although it started out nice this morning, we're starting to see a little bit of weather coming in now. And then obviously tomorrow won't be very good. Mm-hmm.
So Admiral, you mentioned ships that were you're sending out as a precaution. I was just curious: are there still the thousands of military personnel here for the trainings that have been going on?
Yeah. So there were 3 major exercises that took place here on Guam, and there was a period of time where all 3 of those overlapped. 2 of those exercises are essentially complete. There may be a few residual personnel that are here, but they're for the most part complete, and all of those folks are gone. 1 remaining exercise, those personnel are still here, and they have actually all of those personnel have been moved to some more secure locations, so they're in good shape to ride out the storm as well.
I see. Which I guess exercise is still ongoing.
That would be Exercise Freedom Banner, primarily a U.S. Marine Corps exercise that's taking place. Primarily, those folks are on Naval Base Guam, and so they've taken some precautions. They had a large number of tents. Those have already been broken down, and we're moving the personnel into some harder shelters so they're ready for the storm.
Mm-hmm. Queen Elizabeth's still here?
No, the Queen Elizabeth and the ships associated with the Queen Elizabeth Strike Group, they departed on Friday, and so they're all gone.
I see. Okay. TCore 3, are you guys anticipating, I guess, TCore 2?
So we're taking a hard look at that right now. In fact, just prior to this interview, we were on with the weather forecast folks. And in addition to the National Weather Service, we have our own Navy forecasters that look at this as well too. So right now, the storm, as you know, it's a tropical depression, and we're watching this closely to see if it's going to increase in intensity or not. We're in a place right now where I think we're going to know later this afternoon whether we're going to be able to stay where we are at TCore 3, or if we have to bump it to TCore 2. And we're going to talk to the governor and the government of Guam as well, too, to make sure we're coordinated on what we're doing. For us, going to TCore 2, does involve quite a bit of additional things that need to happen that are significant and impactful to our personnel. And if we don't need to do those things, we would rather stay where we are. Now, that being said, if the storm does not significantly increase in strength and it keeps going the way it's going right now, we'll likely stay at a TCore 3 level, but we might put some additional measures in. We might close some things just for the hours of the storm or something like that. But these are things that we're all looking at now, and we really can't make a decision until we have some better data later in the day. Additionally, right now, all of the forecast has been done from satellites looking at the storm. There's been no actual direct measurements of the storm other than satellites. Now, when the storm gets a little bit closer, we have the NEXRAD radar that is a weather radar that will be able to give us some better, more accurate measurements of what's going on with the wind speed and these sort of things. And that'll help us make some better decisions later on today that are a little bit harder to do now with just the satellite data that's being looked at by the forecasters.
Admiral, do you have any updates or information on the status of Dodea schools?
Well, the Dodea schools are not in session right now, so they're not impacted by the storm. So we're fortunate that that school year hasn't started yet.
Okay. By the way, have you been through a storm before? Or I'm not sure where your last duty station.
Here on Guam, I haven't.
Yeah.
Pretty nasty storms in some other locations throughout my career, but not one here on Guam.
All right. Well, we certainly appreciate you coming on. Was there anything else that you needed to get out to the community?
No, I think on the storm front wise, I think we're looking okay right now. Again, we'll have some better information this afternoon once we get some more accurate measurements and we can really tell where it's going. We are obviously hopeful that we have a low impact and not a significant storm as it comes through. But it's always good to prepare for these things, make sure you're ready to go. And so on that front, no. On just one other item real quick is on the COVID vaccination. I know there's been quite a bit of talk, and folks have seen that the military is likely to go to a mandatory vaccination here in the near future. And so I just encourage people that have not yet been vaccinated to get ahead of what will be some probably long lines and come early and get your shot early so you don't have to wait in lines because mandatory vaccination is coming. So may as well knock it out now, and then that helps the individuals and helps the community.
By any chance, do you have the vaccination rate for the military year?
I'm sorry, I don't have that with me right now, but it's pretty good, but I just don't have that number right with me right now.
Okay. Well, I know I did ask to get you on regarding storm preparation, so maybe later on in the future, once all this clears out, we can hook up again and link back up regarding other news and information going on with Joint Region Marianas. So we certainly do appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You have a great day.
Okay. Stay safe.
Okay. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Learn more about our region.
KUAM Digital presents a series highlighting the wide array of talents on our island. Whether they're a standout gamer, extreme athlete, performer, or have a unique skill to show off, we're showcasing them every month on Wow Factor. Brought to you by Mountain Dew. Do the Do.